What's happening, Tech Timers? This is Andre of Andre's Tech Time and Product Reviews, where I review cool tech and everyday products that will make your lives just a little bit easier. And today I am coming to you live with no jive in a fitness watch fight that's going to be out of sight. It's the Umidigi Uwatch 3 versus the Umidigi UFit. Which is better? Can you dig it? Okay, Tech Timers, so before I get down to the nitty gritty, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell all below. And please share if you care. Now, let's take a look at my latest acquisition from Umidigi, the Uwatch 3. And it comes in a typical Umidigi box, as you can see. Thank you card from Umidigi. Information on the back. The watch, we'll take a look at that in just a second. Of course, it's got the manual, several languages, very informative. Charging cable, proprietary, and it's just like every other charging cable for the Umidigi watches, for their smart watches. USB-A on one side and a proprietary connection on the other. Let's take a look at the watch itself. And there it is. Very nice looking watch. As you can see, the watch kind of matches the color of the Umidigi A7 Pro cell phone. And this is everything that's contained in the box. Now, let's get down to the get down. Okay, Tech Timers, so we're going to kick this off by reviewing the Uwatch 3. Now, full disclosure, because y'all know I always give you the real deal. This is actually the second Uwatch 3 that I got from Amazon. I had to replace the first one because I felt that there was an issue with the first one. So, and I know what some of y'all are thinking that, well, yeah, it's a cheap watch. Of course, you're going to have problems with it. But I'm about to blow your mind. This is my Polar M400. It actually needed to be replaced twice because of a defect. My Samsung UFit 2 Pro had to be returned shortly after I got the first one because there was a problem with that. And I actually had a Samsung Galaxy watch which had a serious and delirious problem. I returned that, which led me to get the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2. So you can have a problem with any watch, no matter the price range. So let's go ahead and get this this review started. And y'all know what's next, the specs. Okay, so let's get down to business here. The specs for the Umidigi Uwatch 3. The processor is the Nordic NRF 52840, so that's the latest processor that they use. Operating system is proprietary. Display is a 1.3 inch color TFT LCD with 240 by 240 resolution. So all of that is pretty much standard with the Umidigi watches. The size is 41.6 millimeter by 19 millimeter at the strap. For some reason, it doesn't give you the full width of the watch on the website. And it's 11.6 millimeters tall. So it's just a little bit, like a fraction smaller than the UFit. And I'll leave the link for the full review on the UFit in this video. It's got 64 megabits of ROM. It's got a 210 milliamp per hour battery, sensors, heart rate, sleep, etc. Up to 5 atmospheres, waterproof, and it's compatible with Android 4.4 and iOS 8.0 or above. It has Bluetooth 5.0. Comes in Onyx Black, Cinnabar red and Marina blue, which is what I have, the Marina blue. And it's made out of 316L stainless steel. Strap is TPU. Once again, it's 19 millimeters. And the fitness app is the UFit Pro. Okay, let's move on. Okay, Tech Timers, so it's time for a little bit of a history lesson so y'all can see exactly where the Uwatch 3 fits into the grand scheme of things. These 5 watches represent Umidigi's almost entire line of watches. There was an original Uwatch. These are in chronological order as to how they were released. So there was an original, and then there was the Uwatch 2, the Uwatch GT, the Uwatch 3, the UFit, and the 2S. Now, the Uwatch 2 and the Uwatch 2S share the same operating system. Of course, it's updated here. They also share the same fitness app, which is the UFit app, DAFIT. These 3 watches share the same operating system, only it's been tweaked for the Uwatch 3 and the UFit. These 3 watches use a fitness app called UFit Pro. Now, if you want to see those apps in action where I give a full review on both, look for the link above where I put these 2 watches to the test, and you'll be able to see the full review on these 2 watches as well as the fitness apps that are attached to all of these watches. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Knockdown Dragout. Uwatch 3 versus UFit. Okay, Tech Timers, so taking a look at the 2 watches side by side, you can see that the UFit is just a little bit larger. It's a little bit longer, wider, and taller. The Uwatch 3 has a traditional round watch button. UFit has an oblong button. And that's on and off, of course. You know, your power button as well as your back button. The straps are the same size, 19 millimeter. They both have large bezels, especially on the bottom. And you can see that the sensors are a little bit different, and we'll cover that in just a moment. Now, don't forget the full review on this watch. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link just right here so you can check out everything on this watch. Let's take a look at the Uwatch 3, and it operates very much like the UFit. Turn it on with the power button, scroll down, and that would be your notifications for your calls, your emails, you know, text messages, whatever. And keep in mind that this is receive only. There's no speaker. You can't make calls, etc., etc., etc. You cannot reply. You can view only. So if we scroll back down to the main screen, I'm going to scroll to the right, and you can see there's your, oops, there's the connection for the Bluetooth. There's a time, battery, heart rate monitor, so that you can turn the heart rate monitor on and off, where if you turn it on, then it's constantly monitoring your heart rate, or you can turn it off where you can activate it. There's your, this is to activate the raised wrist, so that when it's on, when you flick your wrist, then the watch turns on. And if you turn it off, of course, then what you'll need to do to turn on the watch screen is press the button. But I like to leave that on. There's your do not disturb. If that's enabled, then you're not getting any messages at all. And that's to find the phone. It's not connected to my phone, but if it were connected to my phone right now, then the phone would be ringing. So let's get out of that. And one thing that's kind of weird I've noticed about this is that looking at the watch face, you can see that there are no steps. If you want to look at how many steps you've taken so far, you would have to scroll down. And actually on the Uwatch 3. I don't know if you can make that out. In that blue stripe, there are your steps, the blue stripe on top, and then the blue stripe on the bottom, there's calories burned. So kind of weird. And actually both watches have 4 built-in watch faces. We're going to cover that in a moment. But if I scroll down, once again, there are the steps, you know, distance covered, heart rate, calories burned, you know, the week totals so far. So very much like the UFit. If I press the button, turn it off, turn it on. Let's scroll to the left. And we've got the sports. So we've got run, walk, bike, hike, climbing, treadmill, spinning, which is indoor cycling, and then you've got yoga. And you could customize these within the app. And of course, if you, let's say I like to walk a lot, so as you can see, it counts down from 3, it says go, and then it buzzes, it vibrates a little bit. So it's gonna give the heart rate and some other information. And as you can see, there are 3 little dots right there. So that means that you've got 3 screens, so you can go 1, 2, and then 3. So additional information that you can scroll across. And if you want to pause it, press the button and it will pause and it will flash. If you want to resume, hit the button again and it will resume. As you can see now, it's counting. And if you just want to stop it, hold the button in and then you can press the X and it will resume, or you can go ahead and click the check mark and that will end it. And then of course, when you scroll down, then that activity will be added to your totals. So let's go back. Heart rate monitor. Actually, let me go ahead and put it on. And it's fairly accurate. Just give me a moment. It's very comparable to my Active Watch 2. Okay, now I've got it on. And let's see. So, heart rate. It's not the fastest in the world, but it's not the worst either. Hopefully y'all can see that. So there you go. It's got relax, just like in the UFit. And that's a breathing exercise. You can choose between 1 minute and 2. And you just go ahead and click on that. And it says, please calm down. It counts down from 3. And then it tells you to inhale. And then it's going to exhale. And we'll do that for 1 minute or 2 minutes, whatever you select. So I want to get out of that. And then it's got an alarm. I would set the alarm from the app on the phone. Let's get out of that. Okay, it's got the music controller. And if it were connected to my phone right now, I would be able to play music. I would be able to control the music on the phone. There's no storage for music on the watch. Let's get out of that. So there's nothing there because I don't have it connected. But it would have pause and play, etc., etc., etc. It's got a timer. And of course, you know, you've got this type of timer. You've got an hourglass. Doesn't matter. You can just hit, you know, play and pause. And then I'm getting out of it. So that would be reset. And then I'm just going to go ahead and hit the button. So I'm out of it. Let's go into settings. And there's dial. And the dial is your watch face. So I'm not impressed with any of the watch faces on this watch at all. None of these watch faces give you your step count. As you can see, they're just not great watch faces as far as I'm concerned. So I just leave it on the default. Let's go back into settings. And here's something I want y'all to notice. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So now it's on dimming. I have it on, and that's the brightness level. I have it on the second level. So now it's on the highest level. Oops, let's go back. And if you'll notice, there's kind of like a half a second delay. Okay, so that's the lowest. Now I'm gonna press. There it is. And it's almost like half a second, getting brighter and darker. It's just not moving as quickly as I thought it should. About is your MAC address. And then if you click on that, it will shut down the watch. So sport record will give you all of your activities, So, I do a lot of walking and everything is saved there. So the difference is, let's take a look at the watch faces here. Well, let's do this. Before we even get to the watch faces, everything on this watch is exactly the same. Absolutely everything. Except this watch does more. It has the same sports heart rate monitor, but it also does blood oxygen and blood pressure, which works very, very well. I compared it to a fingertip, blood oxygen measurer, whatever you want to call it, SpO2, and it works very well. Blood pressure is spot on with this watch as compared to the first Umidigi watch that I purchased, which was the Umidigi Uwatch 2, which it just never seemed to work well. So it's got relax, it's got alarm, it's got the music controller, it's got the timer, settings, sports record. But notice this, I've got it on the second level of brightness, and I hope y'all can see that. When I click on it or press it, it's instantaneously. There's no delay. Absolutely none whatsoever. So it gets bright and dark as soon as you press. And of course it's got the about, and of course shut down. So the response with this watch is much faster. I believe that they have the same processor. They should, because pretty much all of the Umidigi watches have the exact same processor, except for the Uwatch 2 that I have that has an older processor. So I don't think it's the processor that's making the response a little bit slow. I think it's just that because this has the original operating system, and I think it's just a little bit faster. But let's take a look at, which one wakes up quickest when flipping over the wrist. So let me just get this on. Okay, let's turn them off. Okay, both watches are off. Did you notice this came up like a second faster? Let's try it again. So you can see this watch is really slow. And like I said, it's the same operating system. I just believe that they worked all of the bugs out for the UFit. One more time. I mean, it's like 2 seconds for that watch face to turn on. So that's not good to me. But as you can see, the Umidigi UFit is a lot faster and has a lot more features than the Uwatch 3. Okay, let's wrap this bad boy up. Okay, Tech Timer, so I almost forgot to show you the watch faces on the Uwatch. The UFit. Now keep in mind, like I said, you can watch the full review at the link that's earlier in this video. Settings, dial, and you can see 4 built-in watch faces, which are much better than the watch faces on the Uwatch 3. There was a motorcycle going by. I don't know if you all heard that. But and you cannot customize the watch faces. So Now, what it all comes down to is this. The Uwatch 3 does what it's supposed to do. It tracks your fitness and it does a great job. It's just that the UFit does it faster and it has more. Bigger, better, faster, more. So, shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that I think this is the better watch. This now belongs to Mrs. Tech Time. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this watch, and I'll tell you why. Because I typically wear 2 watches at all times, and this watch is going to be the workout watch no matter what I'm working out. How I'm working out, either calisthenics or working out with the weights. I don't care if this gets beat up, sweated up, or whatever. It still does what it's supposed to do. $35.99 on Amazon, $4 more, $39.99 on Amazon. This is the winner of this fight without a doubt. My rating on this watch, you already know how I feel about this watch since I reviewed it previously, and check out that link. But my rating on this watch, I'm going to give it a right on, half-heartedly. It is by far the slowest watch that Umidigi makes, but it still does exactly what it's supposed to do. Can't go wrong with either one, but if you had to choose, go with the watch that gives you the most features and is faster. That being said, I want to thank y'all for hanging out here with me on Andre's Tech Time and Product Reviews. Y'all know that in all of my videos, all of the opinions expressed are my own. I don't get paid to do this. I purchase all of the products with my own money. Enough said. Keep on trucking, and I will catch you on the flip side in my next video. Now, can you dig that?